Hello YouTube, this is Rev Sack. You know, as time goes on, I found myself asking questions that seem to be endless. The list of questions just seems to go on and on. An example is, why do we want what we want? Why do we think that we know? Why do we know what we think? Why do we seek answers to begin with? Why do we try to seek out a purpose if we're just going to eventually be deceased anyway? What difference does it make? And it's these questions that can drive an individual insane if they focus on them too long. But nonetheless, they are questions that keep us motivated to keep searching for whatever answer. The best answer I could give anyone, not that I have the answers, but I think that the best answer anyone could give themselves is that the purpose of life is to make your own purpose. We've gone through this time and time again. We seem to be struggling with ourselves. It seems that we've lost the will to be driven, and what I mean by that is that we are driven to succeed, but for all the wrong reasons. The only reason that we want to have an extensive college education and to have a nice job with lots of money is not so much to make ourselves happy, but to be on that level of individuals who are considered to be well off and the people who have made it in life. Certainly an individual who is addicted to cocaine and has no job and lives with his parents and steals money and ends up in jail every other day, they would be considerably lower on the social scale as compared to a lawyer who lives in a $500,000 house and has 3 children and a beautiful wife and wears a 3-piece suit that costs $4,000 to work every day. But the question that I've been asking is, the individual that has all of these amenities of life, who has the Lexus and the Mercedes in their driveway, who has the $500,000 house, who has a law office, are they truly happy, or do they just think that they are? They've spent their entire lives scrounging and crawling up this mountain, all to get to a point just to realize that it's not what they thought it would be. I know that there's certain things that I want to accomplish in my life. Namely, I would like to become a lawyer myself someday. I'd like to be more recognized as an author, but I've asked myself, if I did finally accomplish these feats, where would I be then? Would my appetite for self-worth be filled? I mean, would I have reached my point of ultimate success and ultimate fulfillment? I don't think so. It amazes me how people are able to live such full and difficult and busy lives and on the side raise a family. Have 3 kids and a wife. It astounds me that people are able to do that, and then other people just have a hard time getting going. And I've realized that it's not what a person does in life, but how life affects them. All the factors have to fall in place. Maybe they had parents with money. Maybe they had parents who were lawyers themselves and could help school them through college. But in many cases, they had nothing. They came from poor families, and they were determined to amount to something. And in the Visual Circle Church, we're not so much on succeeding and accomplishment as we are on happiness. And you can ask yourself the question, what is it that makes you happy? And I think that we've kind of taken this term and turned it into a meaningless phrase, being happy. And so many religions and so many organizations claim, Scientology for one, claim to lead people on the journey to happiness. And it's just become a meaningless word. What is happiness? Happiness is not something that is eternal. Happiness comes in increments. We're never going to be eternally happy and completely free from all frustration and worry and pain and sorrow. It's just not going to happen. Very often when times get rough in our lives, we seek the will to commit suicide or end it or just give up. And as time goes on, we want so much and we scrounge to get it, and then if we finally do get it, we find ourselves asking, why even bother? Because we're not happy with the reality that we've been put in. The only time it seems that we can be truly happy is when we use drugs or we become drunk or engage in sexual activity. All of these things, of course, which are bad for you, if done often or done at all in some cases, but it seems in the case that every time we find something that makes us happy, we're told not to do that. The Visual Circle Church also believes in creating a type of advocacy for drug users. Now, when I say drug users, I do not mean drug addicts. I'm not talking about people who are severely hooked on heroin. No matter how much you want to use drugs or believe that they're okay, you can't get past the fact that they are physically harming. However, people that are going to use drugs are going to use them regardless, so making them illegal does nothing but increase the price of them, create a black market, which in turn creates crime. I don't feel that this is a decision for the government to make for the people. So life is short as it is, and it does no good for us to prolong our lifespan, because it doesn't matter how long we prolong it, we're eventually going to die. So I come up with the solution of engage in the activities that you see fit. If it brings you happiness, do it. Unfortunately, laws don't permit us to do this, but everybody has faults. And no matter how hard we try to overcome these vices that we have with positive factors, we cannot get past the fact that we are full of negativities. Study someone who you greatly admire, your doctor or your lawyer or your banker. Ask people about their lives, and you'll find out that they have vices you would have never imagined. Maybe they're alcoholics, maybe they're going through divorce, maybe their kids are drug addicts. Their life in some way or another is a mess. And people need to realize this. There is no normality. Normality does not exist. There's no such thing as a normal person or a normal family. And the sooner that we learn to accept our vices and accept that we're human, and maybe even be proud of them and to embrace them, the sooner we will be able to find ease and serenity. And not just make-believe serenity, but the real fucking thing.